welcome to the blessed place. How y'all doing? Okay. I don't know if anybody's gonna show up tonight because this is not our normal night. We normally do lives each Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all things love, marriage, relationships, self-confidence, and all that good stuff. But we did not have our live on Monday. So I put out a post that I will be having a live tonight. So I hope some of my blessed ones will be able to join me. But I understand we might not have our regulars here tonight, or we might not have anybody here tonight. But I know many of you will catch the replay. So I am going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to sing my welcome song, and then we're going to go ahead on and we will get started. Let me adjust a little bit. Okay, so we will go ahead on and get started. Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see some people are coming on in the room, and I'm just going to sing our welcome song, and then we'll get straight to these 10 different things that we have to let go of if we want a happy, successful relationship. So, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor and he writes out all of my prescriptions and he gives me all of my medicine in my room. Okay, you guys, that's our welcome song. Let's get straight to it. And thank you to everybody who's watching the replay. So these are some things that we need to let go of. Now, of course, there are many, many, many more things that I could have add to the list, and the list could be infinite number of things. But I narrowed it down to these 10 things. We've got to let go of the notion of a perfect relationship. There is no perfect relationship. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care how awesome the relationship is. There is no perfect person. Therefore, there cannot be any perfect relationship. And I know we all say, I'm not looking for a perfect relationship. I know I'm not perfect, but then sometimes we act and we do things to the contrary of what we say. We say we're not looking for a perfect relationship, but sometimes, we can get a relationship and it's a good relationship, but we seem like we're seeking perfection, and sometimes we miss out on a good relationship, a good solid relationship, because it doesn't look like somebody else's, because it doesn't look like social media, because it doesn't look like, your friends and all of that. You've deemed it not to be a good relationship, and because you're looking for perfection. None of us are perfect, therefore our relationship cannot be perfect. Number two, relationship goals. We got to get out of that notion of relationship goals. Now, unless you know the person, you see their lives, you see their relationship, you have first hand knowledge, you have front row seat to that person's life. Hi, Krista! Come on in. It's so good to see a familiar face on this Wednesday night because I thought maybe I'd be in a room by myself. So I was just going to go head on with it and let my blessed ones catch up on the replay because I know this is an odd time, odd night, and I missed Monday night. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So, Crystal, we're talking about, just like the title says, some things. Oh, yes. Yes, you said you were waiting. Awesome. So, we're talking about some, things that we need to let go of for a good relationship. And I talked about letting go of the notion of a perfect relationship. Basically, we're not perfect. There's not going to be any perfect relationship. And I was on number two. Number two was relationship goals. We got to let go of that idea of relationship goals. And like I said, unless you got a front row seat to someone's life, or you were in their life and you see for yourself up close and personal what that relationship really is like off of social media, then I can see you saying, "Oh, I want a relationship like so and so. Oh, I love their relationship. I love the way he treats her. I love the way she treats him." But a lot of times we're looking at relationship goals from a social media standpoint, and that is one of the worst things you can do for your relationship is to compare what you have or what you want to have according to social media. Because let me tell you, First of all, it's just basically a well-known fact that a lot of these relationships ain't what it looked like. But I know of some relationships. I know of some relationships that I see on social media, and I be like, "Girl, bye, boy, bye." I know y'all for real, for real. So I'm telling you, I would never out them, or I would never, say anything about their personal business. But I ain't gonna lie to myself. I be judging. The judging eyes emoji. I be judging. I be like, girl, bye. I know you're real, really. I know what's going on for real. So yeah, we can't be comparing our relationship to these relationship goals on social media. That's number two. Number three, what we gotta let go of is past hurts. And I know that it's so much easier said than done. But my blessed ones, I've shared with you all over the years many times of some of those relationship hurts that I have gone through. Finding my baby daddy in the bed with another woman. One of my first boyfriends who left me in bed at his house to go with another woman and left me at his house. I had to figure out how to get back to college. There's just a whole lot of other things, that I won't rehash. So, but I just want to share that I've had my share of relationship hurts. And we have to let those past relationship hurts go. We cannot bring those into our relationship. Now, when I say can't bring them, those things are going to stay with you. Those thoughts. I mean, these things happened to me 30 and 40 years ago. And so it's still with me. So when I say that, as far as we got to let it go and you can't bring those things, as long as you have a memory, are going to stay with you in your memory. But you cannot you cannot let those manifest in your relationship in a negative way. I can't treat my husband now with disdain for all men because of past hurts from other men. So that's what I'm saying. Those thoughts gonna stay with you. You hopefully you learn, you change, you grow, you get wiser. But you can't let the the stain of that hurt to stay on your heart that you cannot now give your heart to someone else, or you're making someone else pay for those hurts. That's number three, past hurts. You gotta let that go. Number four, and y'all, I'm looking on my other phone. I got my list. Uh, you gotta let go of generational patterns or generational curses. Hold on, I'm gonna see. Where's my finger? See what Krista's saying. Oh, let me see what you're saying, Krista. I'm sorry. You say you're waiting, okay, and you look so pretty tonight, like always. But tonight you, got a glow. Thank you so much, Krista. You're so sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But yes, we've got to let those generational patterns and those generational curses go. And I will tell you, like for me, y'all, my family, especially my dad's side of the family, basically just my dad's side of the family, they're known and notorious for cheating, for having women outside their marriages, multiple children outside their marriages. But I could not continue, even though yes, I'm a female, but still I have those inherited genes, and I'm a lot like my dad, and so I had to let go. You said your dad's side too, yeah. I had to let go of and not repeating those generational patterns and those generational curses. So a lot of times we have to let go as adults. Sometimes we're still holding on to. We could be 30 and 40 and 50 years old and still holding on to what our dad did or what our dad did not do, or our dad's not being in our lives, and that's why we treat men this way, or that's why I'm this way because I didn't grow up with a dad, or I'm like this because I did grow up with a dad who was like this, or I'm like this because my mom didn't teach me this, or I saw this or that in on my mom. Like you say, okay, you said at my mom's side, beat up men. My goodness. So yes, Krista. So what you can't hold on to those generational patterns and generational curses and treat your relationships like that moving forward, because this is the way I was brought up. This is what I saw. There's a certain age of accountability that you have to change those patterns. And Krista has an excellent memory. So you might have been in one of the lives when I talked about or I don't know if it was a live or just a video, but I talked about I was watching Paternity Court, and this man who was in his 50s, who was, on there, was he the daddy or not the daddy? And I can't remember, I think he was the dad. I'm almost positive he was the dad, but he talked about how I think he dropped out of school when he was like, I don't know, seventh or eighth grade, and he talked about how his dad, no, it was the son. The son was in his 50s, and he took his dad to paternity court, who was like in his 70s, and he was blaming his dad that why he couldn't read, why he had it hard. And this man was in his late 40s or 50s, and I was like in disbelief because this man was hurt, and in a way I felt sorry for him because sometimes that's how we hold on to hurt and pain. This man was in his 40s or 50s, holding on to that pain of his father not being in his life all these years, but was blaming his dad why he couldn't read or write. In his 40s and 50s, blaming his dad why he mistreat women, blaming his dad why he was at a certain status in life. And just back to my point, we've got to let that go. I know it's easier said than done, but it can be done. It can be done. You make up your mind that I am going to be different than what has happened in my generation. I'm going to be different from some of those things that my mom did. I'm sure your mom did a lot of great things. My mom is an awesome woman. She watched my videos. Hi, mom. But those things that I don't want to repeat of my mom, then it's within me to change it. I mean, sometimes I can't. I'm so much like my mama in certain ways. I can't change it. And some ways I'm like my dad, and I feel like I can't change it. But those strong genes. But it's all good. My mom and dad, they're awesome. But I cannot say, well, my mom didn't do this or my mom didn't do that. Like, for an example, my mom is not very affectionate. Mama, we still have to tell you, Mom, give me a real hug. My mom is not very affectionate. I, in turn, am not very affectionate. But I can't just say, I'm not affectionate with my husband because my mama wasn't affectionate. It's like I need to know that's my husband's love language is affection and touch and words of comfort, affirmation, words of affirmation. So I have to make sure I give my husband. I have to come outside of what's normal for me, break that pattern, those generational patterns, and speak my husband's love language. So, I don't want to go on and on and on about that, but we can make. Hi, DC. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming. So we're talking about things you got to let go for a happy, successful relationship, and we are on number 4, those generational patterns. We don't have to repeat those things that we learned, or those things that we lacked, or those things that we didn't have. We don't have to repeat those things. And if we did, just say you were like that in your 20s, maybe you were like that in your 30s. You don't have to go into each decade of your life being the same. Those things that you don't like or you don't want or that are not serving you well, especially in relationship, you can change those things. And I really, really encourage you to change those things because a lot of times those things are holding us back from the happy, successful relationship that you desire and that you deserve and that God wants you to have. But God is not going to force a relationship on you. You have to want to be able to learn, change, and grow. Number 5, another thing we got to let go of is jealousy. That jealousy, and I don't mean, I feel like we all might have a little jealousy in us, just a tad bit of normal jealousy. Because remember, I told y'all the story. I know Crystal will remember that I didn't think I was jealous, and then something happened, and I went to this place where my husband was at a party, and that was the first time I realized, oh my gosh, I am jealous. I just never felt threatened before, but now I see I got a little jealousy in me, but that's just maybe, that's just, hey, protection. Yep. I know you always remember the stories, Krista, but that's just, hey, protecting what you love. But this insane jealousy, this jealousy that causes you to do things that you shouldn't be doing, as far as doing things criminally or doing things that's hurting people, or bleaching clothes, burning up clothes, uh, dumping clothes on the lawn, breaking bottles of people's stuff. that severe, because if somebody's making you crazy jealous, I tell you without a doubt that is not the person you should be with. If somebody's making you so jealous and so insanely jealous that you have to do things that are illegal or that are demeaning or that you regret later, then you are not with the right person. Because the person who cares for you, the person who loves you, the person who adores you is not going to put you into circumstances and situations that's going to make you so insanely jealous that you think you have to retaliate or to get that person back or to respond in such a way. So that's one of your clues. Or the red flags, we talked about red flags. That's one of your red flags right there. If that person is causing you to act that way, red flag, that person is not the one for you. That was number 5, jealousy. You got to let that go. And how you let that go, okay, that's a whole nother video. But it's about confidence. It's about having confidence and knowing who you are and what you bring to that relationship and how that person is blessed to have you. And if that person don't understand the blessing that they have with you, then that's not the person that you should have. And see, because I have been jealous. I have done all the first lady bleach, cut up the clothes, and more. But God has delivered me. Isn't God a deliverer? Yes, like I say, there is no judgment on the things that we did at one time. But we learn, we change, we grow. That's the thing. It's not about what we did. It's about what did you learn and change into as you matured. So that's funny. Yeah, I've done some things. I've never done. I've never done the different things that I just said. But I found that I was more jealous than I thought. I was. Number 6, another thing we got to let go of is unrealistic expectations of a relationship. That is big. We've got to let go of unrealistic expectations. And now that I think about it, and Krista, you're my you're my recorder because you remember everything. So remind me that I want to do a video of realistic and unrealistic expectations in a relationship because sometimes we don't know. I can tell that sometimes as women, maybe men too, but as women, sometimes we don't know what we should expect in a relationship, and we don't know what is unrealistic to expect in a relationship. But that's a whole nother video. But we've got to let go of these unrealistic relations, expectations of a relationship. Unrealistic. I could just run down just a couple. Yes, thank you. I know you will remind me. So yes, please remind me. I think maybe you follow me on Instagram. I don't know if you have Instagram, but some kind of ways, inbox me, remind me, or something. But unrealistic expectation of relationship, just to name a few off the top of my head, is that perfection. That's unrealistic expectation. Someone to make you happy. And like I say, yes, we all want somebody who can enhance our happiness. We all want someone we can have fun with, that we can have joy. But if you are not a happy person, then it's unrealistic to think that just because you get married or get in a relationship that you are now magically going to be happy. If you don't have joy, you are not going to have joy, or at least not long lasting joy, just because you got a relationship. If you don't have confidence, yes, getting a good man is a confidence booster, especially if he's loving and he's kind. It's a confidence booster, but it's not going to be long lasting. It's going to be exhaustive to him to keep you uplifted and to remind you constantly that you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are valued, you are gorgeous, you are who I want. It's going to be draining and exhausting to him to constantly keep your confidence lifted up. And I guarantee you that's what happened with a lot of beautiful women. I guarantee you that's what happened with, and I can think of a few, but I don't want to seem like I'm, talking about them or judging. But think of Hollywood and just think of whoever you think of some beautiful, gorgeous women and how they've had three, four, five, six, seven different relationships. It's because one of the reasons I know it's, and I don't know none of them and don't know nothing about their business, but I guarantee you one of the reasons is it's probably exhausting to that man to keep that woman's confidence uplifted because Media has told her how beautiful she is, and her millions of followers on TikTok and her millions of followers on Instagram and her millions of followers on who watch her TV shows and have told them, yeah, Kristen Chablis have told them just probably from day one how beautiful and gorgeous they were, and that's all they feel like they have going for them. So then now the man it's exhausting that he has to keep her confidence uplifting and keep her uplifted about how gorgeous and beautiful she is and how wonderful she is because she doesn't know it in and of herself truly and authentically, and that's exhausting. So that's one of those unrealistic expectations is for a man to keep you happy, keep you joyous, keep your confidence uplifted, to be perfect, and that unrealistic expectation is that he's got to accept you how you are. That's another real unrealistic expectation is that I am who I am and you just got to accept who I am. No, he doesn't, honey. It's a whole lot more eligible women in this world than there are eligible men. That's just fact. That's just fact. Yes, there are some wonderful, beautiful, eligible men in this world. Don't let anybody think that you got to do any and everything and accept any and everything because there's only a handful. But there's a lot more eligible women. So no, he does not have to just accept you how you are and take you how you are. I am who I am, accept me or not accept me. Okay, that's you can say that, but you might be saying that in a rocking chair all alone with your teeth in a jar, rocking by yourself, because that is not true. There's nothing wrong with. Not only is there nothing wrong with it, it's very valuable to self examination, introspection, uh, grow, learn, change, grow. Want to be the best version of yourself first for you, be the best person, child of God you can be, and then wanting to be the best version of yourself for your partner. So that's one of those unrealistic expectations. But we'll talk a whole nother video about realistic and unrealistic. Hi, AJ. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, AJ. We're just talking about letting go of certain things so that you can have a happy, successful relationship. And I know AJ, you might watch the replay. Some people might watch the replay, but I like to just give a quick little recap. AJ, one, the notion of a perfect relationship, we got to let that go. Number two, relationship goals that we see on social media. If you don't know these people personally, you got to let that go, that idea of relationship goals that you see on social media. Three, we got to let go some past hurts and not bring those into our present relationship. We got to let go generational patterns and generational curses. Just because mama and them and dad and them and grandma and them was like this or like that, then you don't have to bring those same ideations, those same mannerisms, those same thought processes. You don't have to bring all of that into your relationship. And even if, like I said, even if you did in your 20s and your 30s and in your 40s, hey, let's get smarter each generation. Learn, change, and grow. Jealousy, you got to not bring that. And I said that crazy jealousy that causes you to do things that we should not be doing, then we got to let that go. And number six, I was on unexpected or unrealistic expectations. And I spoke about how sometimes, especially as women, we don't know what are realistic expectations and we don't know what unrealistic expectations are. And so that's a whole nother video, and we'll talk about that and how to decipher the difference. Because you've got to have expectations in a relationship, but we've got to let go of those unrealistic ones. Number seven, another thing we got to let go is those silly tit for tat games in a relationship. That might be something you did in your 20s, your teens, and your early 20s. Like I mentioned before, my early 20s, when I was my daughter's father, I found out he cheated on me a couple of times, and eventually I said, "What's good for the goose is good for the gander," and I started doing it too. So that was me in my young, silly days. Um, Okay, yes, thank you, thank you. I'm looking forward to it, Krista. Just keep. I know you'll keep me reminded, and we'll do that sometime within the next week or two. Um, but we got to let go of these silly tit for tat games because Hey, Detroit in the house. I say Detroit in the house. I say deep, 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 deep. That's my beatbox. Deep, deep, deep. That's my scratch. Deep, 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 Detroit. All right, welcome, Aaron. Good to see you. So, yeah, those silly tit for tat games, y'all, we gotta let that go. That's something we might have did in our teens and our 20s, maybe our early 30s. But as we get a little older in relationship, those things we gotta let go. If you've got to constantly tit for tat, your partner did something to hurt you, so now you're gonna do something to hurt them. Your partner said something that hurt you, so now you're gonna go and say something even worse to hurt them. Okay, I'll check my messenger. All right, sure will. Um, that's one. That's one app that's on like my third screen, and I forget to check it sometimes. So I will check it, Aaron. Um, but yes, so those silly tit for tat games, we got, and you'd be surprised. It's not just something that we do in our early teens and our 20s and 30s. We have people in relationships who are in their late 30s, their 40s, and their 50s, and even 60s who are still playing little tit for tat games. And I think, you all know what I mean by tit for tat game, but he hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt him. He said something mean out of his mouth to me, so I'm gonna say something mean out of my mouth to him. He went and purchased something that maybe he shouldn't have, so I'm gonna go purchase something that maybe I shouldn't have. All of these little back and forth tit for tat games. No, grown women and grown men, they have communication. They have good communication, and they talk. Oh, y'all know one of the best games we can play, ladies. It's the silent game. Oh, can't nobody play that silent game like us. We get silent, and then when they ask what's wrong, nothing, nothing, nothing. I'm fine. Now, I don't play a game, but sometimes I'll tell my husband later, I'm like, I don't feel like talking about it. I don't even feel like talking about it right now, but I come back and tell him later. But with communication, we have to communicate. Good, positive communication. But remember, I talked about timing and tone is everything. Wait till the right timing and use the right tone. But communicate when you don't like something, or when something hurt your feelings, or when a decision was made and you feel like you were not considered, or if you feel like your partner was inconsiderate. Or if you decide, there have been times that I felt that my husband hurt my feelings or he was inconsiderate. And after I thought about it, I decided to let that go. Because you just cannot call everything to the carpet. That's exhausting and tiring and irritating to call every single thing to the carpet. I know as ladies we can do that. Call every single thing he does to the carpet. And who wants to live like that? No, that man gonna want to be on the rooftop of a hot tin roof if you got to call every single thing to the carpet that irritates you, annoys you, about him or everything that he did. So yeah, you have to not not call every single thing to the carpet, but still good communication. You want to have good communication and not this silly tit for tat games. That's one thing you gotta let go. You gotta let go of those little tit for tat type games. So y'all tell me while I'm going through this list, tell me one of you. I know we've all done it. We've all been petty. So tell me one of your petty tit for tat things that you did in a relationship. So I'm gonna think of one. I already told you the one where my boyfriend was ex was cheating, so I started cheating too. So that was a big one. But I'm gonna see if I could think of a tit for tat or anything I did, with Charles that was tit for tat. I don't know. Maybe by the time I got married, I put away those childish games. But tell me if you did any tit for tat. Give me the tea. Give me the tea. Okay, so while you all tell me that, I'm gonna move on to number eight. Number eight is being easily annoyed. You got to let that go. Being easily annoyed. If you are so easily annoyed and frustrated, you are not going to have a happy, successful relationship, because I guarantee you that your mate is going to do some things that absolutely annoy you on the daily. On the daily. I told y'all one time sometime recently that in our shower, you know how you have the long shower head, and you know when you're done, because our shower head is about, I don't know, 6 feet, 7 feet, I don't know, whatever. And you know when you're done, you're supposed to hang it back on the holder on the wall. Well, I don't know why my husband refuses to hang it on the wall. He just lets it hang. And it was so annoying. And I keep putting it back up there, kept putting it back up there. Well, you know what? I found that I couldn't beat him, so I joined him. So now y'all, I let it hang too. I just let it hang down. I just let it hang down. I truly do. I've probably been doing it about a month now. And then I know what I said. Huh. I do like this a little better than taking it off the hook. I like it a little better just hanging down. So, it was annoying me. But sometimes it's perspective. Sometimes just perspective. I tell you another little small thing. And I said this before, but when my husband and I first got married, he likes the toilet paper holder, I mean, the toilet paper over, and I like it under. Well, after about a year of every time I change it, I put it one way, he changed it, he puts it another way. It was so annoying and irritating. Something just that small. Y'all know what I did? I just went out and got one of those toilet paper holders that just stand alone. So I put it over on the one that they put on the wall when they build a house, and then I bought one for myself, and that solved all our problems. So even though that's just simple, silly stuff, and sometimes our problems go way deeper than that, but you can't be so easily annoyed. Because if you're a person who's so easily annoyed, a successful relationship is not going to happen for you. Because every day, your mate is going to do something that annoy you, and that doesn't mean that you can't say. Because I said, like I told my husband about the shower thing. I was like, baby, when you get finished, can you please put the shower head back where it belongs? And he just, I don't know what he said, yeah. But he wouldn't. It's like he refused. I think it was more like, you don't tell me what to do. This is my shower too. And this is where I want to do with it. So, hey, like I said, I couldn't beat him. I joined him. And now it doesn't even bother me. As a matter of fact, I'm like, hey, I like it like this. So, I know there are much more deeper things, but we got to not be so easily annoyed. I'm reading y'all. It says, I love to talk and laugh too much, so I not play games and always, you say, can't play games. Say, I answered the door in my drawers and told my ex mother in law that we weren't home because she came unannounced. Real petty, Aaron. But that was a good one though. You know what? I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right. That was petty and hilarious. I know it wasn't hilarious at the time, but that was petty and hilarious. But hey, I understand that one, Aaron. I understand. Kristen says when my ex would stay out overnight, I would do it the next weekend too. But I only hurt myself. I left work and slept in the car watching the house. I was so sleepy. Ain't gonna wait to get in my bed. That is too funny. That's too funny, Crystal. And he turned over and said, "Oh, you had to work overnight? I see." Oh my goodness, y'all keep. Oh y'all. Oh, y'all, I'm hot. Baby, I'm having a flash. But y'all keep me laughing. Oh my goodness, Crystal. Crystal, you were trying to hurt him. He didn't even know you were gone. I mean, he knew you were gone, but he thought you was at work. You were outside sleeping in the car. Woo! I'm looking for this. Woo, hilarious. But even though it's hilarious, but that's what happens a lot of times. We end up hurting ourselves. We end up hurting ourselves trying to be do tit for tat. It's like no, if somebody causing you to do that, all this tit for tat, come on, let's have a conversation. Let's have some dope conversation. Let's communicate. And if you need, and if we need some counseling, let's get some counseling. Or if this is not the relationship for us, let's be adults about it and let's say, look, this is not working for me. Obviously, it's not working for you. So hey, let's part ways. Like adults, because we can hurt our own selves. You know, um, trying to do tit for tat. But thank y'all for sharing. It was funny. Oh, that's funny. Aaron answering the door in his drawers to his mother-in-law, but we ain't home. How you answering the door in your drawers to my we ain't home? And Crystal sleeping in the car. Oh, I just love y'all. Oh, y'all too funny. So number that was number 7. We got to stop these silly tit for tat games. Uh, as we can see, it only causes us to hurt ourselves. And number eight, oh, I think I said number eight was being so easily annoyed. Y'all, but you can't be so easily. I know, Aaron is something else. He's hilarious. I love my brother. He is hilarious. But yeah, yeah, we can't be so easily annoyed because both ways. If you are easily annoyed, you are not going to enjoy your relationship, and you are going to cause your mate not to enjoy your relationship. And what they're going to do is check out before they actually leave. And you can tell when your mate is checked out. So they're going to check out physically and emotionally. Well, not physically, but they're going to check out emotionally before they check out physically. Because either they're always easily annoyed at you or they realize you're always easily annoyed at them. Nobody wants to be around somebody who they annoy you. If I feel vibes that I'm always annoying my husband, we gotta have a conversation. Baby, what's going on? Is it the 17-year itch? Do you want somebody else? Do you want a divorce? Do you think we need some counseling? Um, what is it? I'm not beholding anybody to me. And even as much as I love my husband, as much as I'm in love with him, as much as I adore him and our relationship, as much as we have a great time, and I'm telling you, if that man don't want me, or I feel like I'm constantly annoying him, then we gotta have a conversation about what's going on, what we want to do about it. But I can't stay in a relationship where that I know I'm annoying you. Um, so yeah, don't be so easily annoyed. And number nine, we gotta let go of having it our way. Hi, Sid. Welcome, welcome. Hi, good to see y'all. Yes, because the talking is key. Let's talk. Sometimes it could be something medically going on. Just say that situation was going on with my husband, and I felt like, God just seemed like I must be annoying him. Everything, he seems to be frustrated. He seems to be short and snippy with me. He's not thinking of me the way he used to think of me. He's not considerate the way he used to be considerate. Well, it's time to have a conversation. But maybe there's something medically going on with him. Maybe there's something emotionally going on with him. My husband had a lot of loss in his family, where his mom died, his dad died. He's had three brothers that died. His all his grandparents died. One of his aunt, who was like a mom to him, died. As a matter of fact, his last uncle on his dad's side just passed away, and we're leaving soon to go to Georgia, like tomorrow night, to go to Georgia to his funeral. So it's just been a lot of loss. And so maybe that could be something that's, emotionally, mentally going on with him. So that's why it's like, okay, it's time to have a conversation. But the silly tit for tat, oh, so he's acting like this? Well, I'm going to start acting like that. No, we have to put away that silly tit for tat. And let's have a conversation. And that's also true with that. We talked about empathy in one of the videos. Talk about empathy. Empathy is vitally important in a relationship. Paying attention to your mate and seeing that something is going on, something is different. He or she seems to be very irritated. Hey, this person is, being very snippy and very snappy, and this person, so let's have a conversation and see what is going on. Is there something medically going on, emotionally going on, mentally going on, physically going on, or do you just want out of this relationship? Because hey, I can accommodate that too. Even if I go be in bed crying for a few days, I can accommodate that too. So let's see. Says Krista, says warning Aaron has a way of answering doors that may upset the neighbors. Beware. Exactly, Crystal. Uh, do we need to chat soon? Maybe when you get back home. Okay, all right, we will do, Sid. Um, yes, we will do. Okay, and so, because I know you'll be coming this way soon, so I'm looking forward to it. So yes, we'll chat. And this is number nine, having it our way. We have to let go of having things our way. And this is something that I had to learn. And as I always say, I am pressing towards the mark of the prize of the high calling in Christ Jesus. I have not apprehended, but I still am pressing towards the mark. But I've come a long ways. I've come a long ways from thinking that things had to be my way. And we've got to let go of that notion of thinking things have to be our way. When I first got married, I've been single, for years and years and years, like 13 years, since my last relationship. So I was accustomed to having things my way, doing things my way, and that it was just a learning curve of. And even before that, I had never lived with a man. So even though I had boyfriends, but I'd never, lived with in a relationship with a man. So I had my own notions of how everything was supposed to be done, how a bed is supposed to be made, how the toilet paper is supposed to be, how to wash clothes, how to, how to do my money. It's like I had my own way, and of course that's natural when you're single. You have your own way, and you don't have anybody else's input. You don't have to have anybody else's input, and so it's normal to have your own mindset and your own way of things. So when I got married, I had to learn that everything does not have to be my way. We don't have to do the money the exact way that I want to do the money, even if I feel like my way is best and I know money better than you know money. I had to learn that just because my mom taught me to make up the bed a certain way doesn't mean that that's the only right way. And these are real scenarios. These are not hypotheticals. I had to learn that just because I wash clothes certain way doesn't mean that you're wrong for washing your clothes that way. Now I do most of the laundry. 98% of the time I do the laundry at our house because I don't like the way my husband does laundry because he don't know nothing about sorting. It's all the darks or all the lights. And I don't like that. I like to sort the white towels and then the white clothing, his work clothes, and then our everyday clothes, and then my nice clothes. I got certain ways. Y'all know I love laundry. So, but I had to learn that my way is not the only way, and it's not the only right way. Yeah, I like sorting clothes. I love laundry, and I like sorting. I probably could save a lot of money on our water bill if I just put everything in a few loads. But I like sorting, and I like separating things. But there were a lot of things in our marriage that I had to, especially let's say when it comes to money, because I'm just used to making my own decisions, making my own money, making my own decisions, and then I had to learn how to say play nicely when it comes, with money. And one thing I had to learn, and I still make sure to try to keep myself in check, is not to be controlling when it comes to money. Because when I tell y'all, my husband don't try to restrict me from nothing. He don't ask me about what I'm doing with the money. He doesn't try to restrict me from anything. He doesn't tell me, okay, well you just bought some shoes. How many pairs of shoes do you have? One time I had about 100 pairs of shoes. And right now I probably have about 25, 30, about 30 pairs of shoes. But he never said anything to me about wherein me, I'm looking at, dang, you swipe the card here, you swipe the card there, you swipe the card there. It's never anything for him. It's always something for me or something for the house, or gas or snacks or. But anyways, I have to learn. I had to learn, and I'm like I say, I'm still learning to not try and be controlling with the money because he works, he makes money, he's very generous. Not just generous with the money. It comes to the account, and I have control of it. And so he don't even know how much. He'll say, "Baby, how much was my paycheck this week?" So I'm the one to tell him. Even though he has access to the account, he can look for himself. But he'll ask me, "Baby, how much was my check?" So, but I had to learn, and I'm like I say, still learning. But I'm 98% there. That in your lifetime, Aaron. Oh my goodness! Not only have a small amount of about 35 now, very small amount compared to about 100 and something I had. But through different moves, I I said, I don't want these, or I don't need these. Or a lot of them were high heels that I could wear in my 30s and 40s, and now I can't be wearing unless they wedges or blocks. I can't wear a lot of them 3-inch skinny heels. So a lot of them I gave away to, I found some people who wore my size. I was so glad to be able to bless them because y'all finding size cute, sexy size 13 shoes is not easy. So I was able to bless, some people who I found who had big feet like mine. So yeah, I can't wear those 3-inch sexy shoes anymore. I try to find some sexy wedges these days, but my shoes look like. Hold on, I'm about to show y'all what my shoes look like. This is what my shoes look like these days. So that's why I'm whittled down to about 35 now. But anyways, whole nother topic. But yes, Aaron, I got probably about 35 pairs of shoes now, but I had 100 and something. But the whole reason I mentioned that was control. Ladies, we can't be so controlling. We can't be trying to control the money. We can't be trying to control. It's different if you're better with the money and you all agree, then that's fine. My husband know I'm better with money and better with paying the bills, so I take care of the finances, and we agree to that. But even in that, I can't be trying to control what he does, and he never tries to control what I do financially, as long as neither one of us being irresponsible, and we're not. So we've got to know, ladies, mostly it's the ladies, that we cannot be so controlling. Trying to tell them what time they should be doing this, what time they should be, how they should be doing that. Um, just always making suggestions of what would be better. We have to be careful with that. It does not have to be our way. Yes, yes, Eric. Yes, Eric. I know women are so controlling, but I know why we do it. Aaron, we're controlling out, well, some of us are just controlling, but some of us out of fear. I talked about two of those things that kills relationship. For women, it's fear, and for men, it's insecurity. So a lot of times for women, it's fear of lack, or fear of losing our man, or fear of. So a lot of times, fear causes us to be controlling, and I know my fear of not having enough money causes me to try to be a little controlling when it comes to finances. But I have to remind myself, Deidre, Charles is not controlling with you. You can't be controlling, with him when it comes to finances. But yeah, ladies, we gotta let those things go. And number 10, uh, my last one, which like I said, there's so many things, and maybe you all, hey, share with me some things that you think that we need to let go. Either things that you need to let go, things that you found that you had to let go, or things that you want to share that we should let go. And I would really love to hear, man's perspective, but ladies too, on some things we gotta let go. And I'm gonna look and see what Aaron said, but I'm gonna say this last one. I'm gonna see what Aaron said. We got to let go of these toxic relationships. If you want a successful relationship, you cannot have toxic relationships along with a good relationship. What I mean by that, if you want a happy, successful relationship with your partner, you cannot have toxic relationships over here, because just like a balancing scale, you have a happy relationship over here and toxic relationships over there. It's going to be uneven. That is going to be uneven, and your toxic relationship is going to weigh down that good relationship. And they just don't commingle, they just don't mix. You can't think there's room for everybody. Honey, there's room for everybody at the cross, but not in your relationships. Let me repeat that for the ones that's in the balcony back there. There is room at the cross for everyone, but not in your relationship. You got to let go of those toxic people, whether that is your mother-in-law, whether is that your mother, whether that is your best friend that's telling you, girl, if I was you, I would do this. Girl, if I was you, I wouldn't do that. Girl, if I was you, like I said, now sometimes your friends are telling you some good stuff when they say he's abusing you, he is using you, he is cheating on you, those type of things. But if it's girl, if I was you, I would take this girl, and they ain't got a pot to piss in or wanted to throw it out of when it comes to relationship, then you better watch the company you keeping, and try to hold on to these toxic relationships. You can't hold on to a good relationship and a toxic relationship on the other end. And that toxic relationship, like I said, could be any number of people. Or a toxic relationship with other things. Like you can't hold on to a good relationship and a toxic relationship with money. You can't hold on to a good relationship and a toxic relationship with um, with drugs and alcohol. You can't hold on to a good relationship and a toxic relationship with spiritually, or you know what I'm saying. So it might not just be a friend or family. It could be a toxic relationship with things and thoughts and ideations. So you can't hold on to those toxic things and have a happy, successful relationship. Let me see what I'm missing. Um, let me see. Let me see. Okay, I got to go back a ways because I see and I missed quite a bit. Let me see. Okay. All right. Thank you, Chris Lisa. Sorry for my husband's loss. Thank you. Sid says, "Hey, Glad, calm your eyebrows. I don't want to come and have to set them straight." Okay, got you, Krista. I like short clothes too. Aaron says, my grandfather used to always say, at the altar, God instantly fuses your spirits together. The night you instantly fuse your bodies together, but it takes a while to fuse your mind together. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff from your granddad. Let's see. See. Oh, thank you, Krista. Say he's a good husband. To say yes, I cannot do high heels no more either. I sure can't. Like I said, I can do a high wedge or a block shoe, but I can't do those skinny 3-inch heels anymore. AJ said, I love my shoes. I cannot give them up ever. I know, Krista, I love my shoes. I love my shoes. I just had to check. Not Krista, I mean, but AJ, I love my shoes, but I had to change what kind of shoes I wear now. Hey, look like mine flat. Thank you. Kisses is me neither, but I still have them. I can at least look at them and remember remember the good times. Oh, Aaron says, preach. Aaron says, I think women can be controlling because you guys are natural nurturers. Very true. Very true, Aaron. That is a very, very good point. We're natural nurturers, but we have to know how to balance that. We're naturally nurturing. And sometimes we even do that to our children. We nurture our children, but we're so controlling that the children don't even know how to make decisions for themselves. Yes, we're nurturers and we're supposed to control certain aspects of our children's lives, but we have to raise our children to know how to make good decisions for themselves. Because if we're controlling every aspect of their life and make every decision for them, then they're not going to. We make every decision for them until they turn 18 and then send them into the world and say, now go make your own decisions. And then they start making terrible decisions. And we want to know why they make such terrible decisions when we've raised them right. Well, you got to start at a certain appropriate age to allow them to make some of their own decisions within a certain, within a certain controlling range. But you got to let them make their own decision. And what I mean by say something like, I remember my daughter had something, wasn't prom, but it was like school dance or something that she wanted to go to. But she also had basketball, and she was trying to make a decision on which one she should go to. She really wanted to go to this school function dance thing. I think they were going to be gone like for the weekend or something. And she also needed to be in basketball. And I told her, you know what, Derica, that's your decision to make. Basketball is what's going to get you an education. But I let you make that decision. And thankfully, she made the right decision, and it made a whole difference in her career. But sometimes we have to let our children make some decisions and not be so controlling in their lives. So I need to let go of throwing darts at this picture of my ex mother-in-law. Aaron's so crazy. Yes, Sid. Let's we gonna touch and agree and pray for Aaron. Welcome to the live, everyone. Please thumbs up. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who thumbs up. Yes, toxic people will kill a relationship. Yes, it will. Yes, it will, Aaron. And unfortunately, a lot of women don't realize that, and they will allow toxic relationships to kill their relationship. I don't understand it. You can have a good relationship and a good man. Maybe there might be issues. We all have issues, but you let a toxic relationship tear up a good relationship. And that's crazy. That's crazy. And then now you single. Now you don't let toxic person tear up your relationship. Now y'all both single and toxic. As I once he had my father-in-law hearing aids, so he would stop calling our house. Aaron crazy. Yes, it said go spank Aaron. Give him a good spanking. No, maybe I should say whipping. Spanking don't sound right. Spanking don't sound right. Uh, so anyway, y'all, I don't know who this is in our live, but I don't know nothing about how to get rid of people. So we just gonna let them stay. Hi, welcome. um, says this is when I think of Aaron the song, Bad Boy, what you gonna do? I know, troll. I don't know, and I don't know nothing about how to get rid of. Let's see. I don't know nothing about. Yeah, I don't know nothing about. Anyways, but we're gonna let the trolls stay, and hey, maybe they hear something good stuff. Um, anyways, you guys. So that was the 10 things that I had. But anybody else have anything that they want to share that they had to let go of in a relationship, or they think they need to let go of? And just say I was one of those kids who was controlled. I had good, loving parents, but my dad in particular controlled all my decisions. It made for a tough young adulthood. Yes. Oh, thank you, Krista, because I don't know nothing about. Oh, you deleted the comments? Okay, good. I'm not to learn. I don't know nothing about how to get rid of people. Never had a troll before, but so thank you, ladies. So before we go, you guys, anybody want to share something that, from your perspective, something that you had to learn, that you had to let go of, in a relationship, or something that you're still, dealing with, that you got to let go of, for a happy, successful relationship. Um, Aaron, I'd like to hear from you, since you have experience. Um, what is there anything you would say in a future relationship that you think you would have to let go of, that you might have learned that you might have to let go of? I don't know why I'm asking Aaron, because he will come back and say something crazy. But I love it. I love it. I love it. So, like I said, for me, can you repeat the list? Yeah, what did they- Okay, I will repeat 1 through 10. Okay, let's see. Let me open up my thing again. Okay, some things that you have to let go of. I'm going to repeat real quick and go from my list 1 through 10. Repeat the notion of a perfect relationship. There is none. We are not perfect. Nobody's going to have a perfect relationship. Number two, let go of the idea of those relationship goals, those social media relationship goals. Like I said, if you're not sitting in the front seat of the front row of somebody's life, you don't see with your own eyes, you don't deal with them, you don't know what kind of relationship they really have, how that person is really treating them, how they're really treating each other. Don't believe what you see on social media, and always comparing your relationship to what you see. It ain't always what it look like. Most of the time, it's not. And number three, you gotta let go of past hurts. Like I said, we don't forget those things. I can recall some stories to you all that happened to me 20 and 30 years ago, but you cannot bring that into your relationship. You gotta let go of those past hurts. Number four, generational patterns. Just because mama did this, daddy did this, grandma and them, just because no, just because you did things in the past, in past relationships, you got to break those generational patterns or generational curses. You don't have to be what your dad did. You don't have to be what your granddad did. You don't have to be what your mom did or did not do. That's number four, generational patterns. Number five, break that jealousy. You got to let that go. I'm talking about that kind of jealousy that causes you to do all kinds of things that outside of your normal character. You got to let that go. Doing things, hurting people, breaking up property, all kinds of things. Um, you got to let that jealousy go. uh, Unrealistic. This is number six. Unrealistic expectations. You got to let that go of what you're expecting in a relationship. Expecting someone to make you happy. Expecting someone to be that knight in shining armor. Expecting someone to come sweep you off your feet. All of those unrealistic expectations. But I did talk about you got to have some expectations in a relationship, and I know it's hard for some people to decipher the two. What's an unrealistic expectation and what's a realistic expectation? So Krista is going to remind me that we're going to do a video about deciphering between realistic and unrealistic expectation. That was number six. Number seven, uh, we got to let go of silly tit for tat games. Number eight, we got to get rid of being so easily annoyed. Because if you're easily annoyed now at any and every little thing, you're going to be easily annoyed about being with someone in a relationship. Because, honey, we can be annoying to each other. So we can't be so easily annoyed. Number nine, having it your way, always being in control. In control. We gotta let that go. Things are not gonna always be your way, and they should not always be your way. So you gotta let go of being controlling. And number 10, let go of toxic people. Having a good, happy, successful relationship cannot be maintained if, on the other hand, you got toxic relationships in your life. Those don't mesh. Like I said, there is room for everybody at the cross, but not in your relationship and not in your life. Toxic and healthy, they don't mix. All right, that was 1 through 10. So I'm going to see what you all saying in here, and then we'll see. Um, So AJ says I'm learning that I need to be flexible in my understanding of how my fiance spends. I teach financial peace, and he has never had to live by a budget. A learning curve for us both. Yes, AJ, and if you're one that's more financially, like you say, financial peace, or more financially adept, you have to have patience. You've got to have patience and fairness. Because I don't know about everybody else, but I know sometimes I feel like with women, and I'm going to say especially with myself, it's like I'll spend in certain ways, but then I sometimes want to judge my husband and how he spend. Maybe he doesn't spend like I do, but I still spend. So just because he spend with one thing, or and you spend with in another way, um, you have to be patient, there and have equality. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be patient. You got when it comes to especially people being very different financially, but also communicate. You got to make sure you communicate and communicate. Those thoughts and expectations and come to agreements. This is Aaron says I have to stop prejudging ladies who eat chitlins, wear Brazilian weaves, turn up 40 ounces, and wear color contacts. Yes, Aaron, stop judging. That would be great. I can be unrealistic about things. Yeah. Yes. We sometimes we have some unrealistic expectations, and then sometimes we have no expectations. So we gotta know what's um, unrealistic and what's realistic, and what should we be expecting? We gotta have we gotta have some expectations. Um, but some of our expectations are unrealistic. Says I want to be okay with my mate having his own place because I do not want to live with a man again. Yeah, it's just about coming into agreement. And hey, and I'm sure there's some man out there who says, "Hey, I agree. Hey, you have your place, I have mine." I agree with it. Yes, ma'am, I agree with it. For me, it's all about relationships. I really well. I want chitlins at the wedding. I'm gonna bring my own food to your reception. Go to bed. I'm being controlling now. Oh, wait, you must have. Oh, this y'all so funny. Okay, you guys. Anybody else want to talk about? Any subject pertaining to letting go? Anything pertaining to anything else? Cynthia is controlling. Note to self. So you guys, I'm so appreciative that you came. I know this is an odd night, and again, those who are waiting on Monday night, who sometimes you rearrange your own schedule or you rush, you're cooking your dinner and eating your dinner and you're rushing that so that you can, make it here. I apologize. I was just busy all day. I worked and worked late, and then I was ministering with somebody on the phone for like an hour and a half, and then I said, "Oh, it's almost time for live. Let me run and get some food." So I ran out to get some Chinese food, and then while I was there, it was taking longer than I thought. And I was like, "Oh, it's almost time for my live. I need to maybe let everybody know that there won't be any live." And I was like, "No, I think I'm still gonna do a live. I got enough time. I got 20 minutes to get home." And by the time I got home, I must have been hungry because I got home and started eating my food, so my Chinese food, and I looked and it was 10 o'clock, and I said, "Oh my goodness!" So I apologize and thank y'all for your forgiveness and thank y'all for being here tonight. Um, let's see what y'all talking about because y'all always tripping up in here when you need it. Just want to say I love this live. Hugs to all. I'm so glad you canceled the Monday live. I slept 10 hours Monday. Oh, okay. Okay, we're good. It was beneficial for somebody. All right. But I know, like I said, I know y'all time's precious. And I know sometimes you adjust your schedule to make sure you're here. So I felt so bad. But thank you all for being here on this wild Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, right? Yeah. On this wild Wednesday, I ask you all to keep us in prayer as we get on the road, go from Florida to Georgia to bury my uncle's last uncle. Yeah, it's his uncle. Yeah, yeah, his dad. Yeah, so it's his uncle, but it's the last of about 12 or 13 of his father's generation. So that's why he wanted to go because it's the last sibling of that generation. So he really wanted to go. And hey, I love being on the passenger side of my best friend's ride. Uh, all right, thank you all so much. Keep us in prayer, and I will see you all next week. So wait, let me take a quick poll before I go. Now, next week Monday is 4th of July. Thumbs up. No. What do y'all think? Do y'all want live or do you want me to switch it to another day? What y'all think about Monday live on the 4th of July? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. Thank you, Krista. Thumbs up? Okay, Krista says thumbs up. Hey, I need one more. Because it's where, no, it says where two or three are gathered. It's up to you. Okay. Oh my God, Aaron keeps me laughing. Okay, Aaron. I got at least three of y'all, so I'll be here. I will be here on the white folks holiday. Aaron. Oh, I just love y'all. Okay, you guys. I love y'all so much. I appreciate you guys. Again, those of you who have Instagram, and if you like to follow me over there, I try to come on Instagram at least two, 3 days a week. I try to drop a little nugget from, just something spiritual. So if you're not following me over there, I invite you to come on over to Instagram at SoSoBless1 and follow me there and inbox me if you ever want to inbox me, video me, you want to talk, there or Facebook. All right, you guys, love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Oh, okay. Crystal said she'll not do some other apps. Okay, Crystal, I see you. I see you right here. I'll be here. As long as they have a YouTube, I'll be right here in YouTube. All right. All right. As soon as I hang up from here, I'm gonna go to my messenger. All right, you guys. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I appreciate you guys. Y'all be blessed. See you on the white folks holiday.